Hi, I'm Michael Breed. Excited to help you improve your game, and obviously through the V1 Golf app, that's what I'm working in. Make sure you get those videos to me so that I can help you improve. Let's start with Boon here. And one of the things that I like to do when you send these videos, by the way, when you send those videos, try to hold the video camera so that it's parallel to the ground. That kind of works nicely for me. But when I get this one, I like to expand that a little bit. All right. Now, get back to my drawing tools. Now, in this setup position, what I'm seeing here is, man, I'm seeing an awful lot of, he's bent over pretty significantly. And Boon looks like a pretty tall guy, but he's gripping down on that club. Now, why is he gripping down on the club? Because he's bent over so much. You can see if I draw this line, this is the line that I like to draw, shaft plane line that's right there. It's just a little lower than I want it to be. I'd like to see that thing above the belt line, not below the belt line. Not significant, but this is enough to where you go, you know what, I want to alter that. And the way that you can really see that too is right here, you can see the under part of his right forearm, which is his lead arm as a left-handed player. So I'd love to see that. I'd love to see Boon just get a little bit taller there, maybe use the whole length of that club, kind of feel like your arms are not hanging down quite so much. Maybe they're extended out a little bit, and that'll change that forearm relationship. Let's see what we got going on here. So club goes back. It's actually a nice takeaway, really nice takeaway to here. All of a sudden now, man, you're really tilting those. Look at how steep those shoulders are tilting. That shoulder tilt right there, that's pretty significant, about a 50-degree angle in that shoulder tilt. So what that's doing now is that's straightening out this trail leg right there. That knee is straightening out. And now we have a very, very high hands, high arm flow. I want to see that lead arm, this one right here, I want to see that go right through the trail shoulder there. And as that arm starts to go through the trail shoulder, now we're going to be able to rotate that body a little bit better through this swing. What we're going to see in this swing now is what many of you do, though you get there a little bit differently. Club starts to drop down. You're going to see Boon stand up here. Look at him standing up right there. So as he comes through into the impact, I'm just going to draw a line here from the base of his neck down to like right around the hip there, very much facing the target. Now, very much facing the ball. Now watch what happens here. So that's where he started. So he started about there, and then he shifts to there. Look at him just moving up. Now, camera moves a bit. I'm with you on that. But you can see, look at the amount of space between the top of this and his head right there. And then when he comes into this, look at how narrow that's been. So that moved up a little bit. But look at how much his head moved up relative to where it was before. So very small lift in the camera, very large lift in the head, alteration to the spine angle. That's going to create a real pull across here. And you can see that pull across. And now look at where this hits low in the net. All right. So, Boon, here's the deal. This is what I want you to do. Let's go down the line here, Gibbsy. What I want you to do is, rather than gripping down on this and feeling like you're bent over so much this way and then tilting your shoulders on such a steep angle, what I want you to do is I want you to get to the end of that grip, let your arms hang out a bit. So I want my arms to get sort of under my chin with an iron, like that. Maybe with a driver, might get to the nose, but they're hanging out a little bit. So you can see my arms now, not directly underneath my shoulder sockets, but kind of out in front. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is that I want you to feel like your shoulders are now turning more flat. So you feel like you're going to feel like you're standing up. You're not standing up because you're dropping down. So you're going to feel like you're standing up a little bit. That shoulder's going to go this way. And then your arms are going to be lower, which is going to give you some depth to your hands. So when we do that, now all of a sudden we're going to hit shots that are going to go out to the push side. And then when you alter your grip, which is going to have to be something that you're going to do as you start to stand taller. The club's going to get into your hands. Make sure that you get to where you can see a little bit of the knuckles on the lead side, maybe 3. You're going to feel like your lead thumb is on the trail side of the center line of the shaft, so you're kind of under it this way. So now what we get is we get a slightly altered grip. The club's going to come into the hand slightly differently, and then we're level with the shoulders, and we're low with that lead arm. Now with the club face in the position that we want, now all of a sudden what we're going to get is we're going to get a shot that's going to start out to the push side, and it's going to draw back. Got to make sure that you hold that club properly, because as you alter your posture, it's going to change how the club comes into the hand. Make sure that that hand isn't on the side of the grip, the lead hand rather, isn't on the side of the grip, but it's kind of more on the top of the grip, so you get it a little bit more in the fingers of the hand. And then that'll make it a little bit more comfortable for you to turn, and with those arms hanging out, the arm flow is going to be a little bit flatter. That is going to help you out. Now, let's go back to the V1 app here. See what my friend Brian's got going on. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to expand this a little bit. So pull that in so that we can see what's going on. I can even get that a little bit bigger. So we'll go there, shift to here. So this setup position looks quite good. I love where the shoulders are with a driver. I love that angle. That's fantastic. Ball position is really quite good. That would be straight down just outside of the ear, and that ball's forward of that, so it's probably right on the shoulder, so that's excellent. So I love this setup position. Now let's see what we get here. So little bump forward. Spins that shaft a little bit, lets it get a little bit deep inside. So the club face is going to get a little bit open here. Yeah, that's why you get a bit of a horizontal set. I love the turn of the body. Just there's a little bit too much forearm rotation early on in that swing. But this is actually pretty good. Now let's see what happens. Okay, so we bounce the shaft a little bit. That is very, very common when you roll that club face open. Now you got to recover an open club face. So he's starting to let that club kind of close. He's already doing it at the top, bouncing that. Now we're going to get a bit of a stand up here, because now he's got to slow down his lead hand to let that toe of the club get there. So now there you go. So he's done a wonderful job of getting that club. That club face is not at the ball, but it's pretty square. But a lot of up, like tall. Let's just see where he starts here. He's there. Not terrible. But still a little bit up. And then the toe hit. Yeah, so there you go. It didn't show up in how tall he was. It showed up in how his arms came in. So he's trying to close this. This slows down there. He doesn't stand up a whole lot, but his arms look like he's almost pulling that into his body. He doesn't have the extension in the arms. And then there's the fallback. You can see this foot right here, his right foot. It's now back on the balls of the feet. Again, that camera moving around a little bit helps to distort some things, but look at what happens with his foot. This is what we call a recoil. So he recoils back. So look at how his foot, and the camera goes back that way, which is fascinating. But the right foot kind of bounces back, he recovers and goes. Okay, so Brian, as I said before, I love the setup position. Fantastic. And what he's doing, for all of you that want to know, his shoulders have a really nice tilt to it. Beautiful. Angled in an upward direction. That's fantastic. And when he takes the club back, his body really does a nice job. But what he's doing is he's rolling this shaft or this club face. So he's in here like this. He'll get a little bit of a horizontal set there. And then when he starts to come down, because he's trying to close the club face, he gets in here and it kind of slows the handle down a little bit. And when he comes through, his hands are really close. Now I'm exaggerating this, obviously, but they're close like this. He doesn't have the extension of the arms. And the reason why is that club face is getting open. So here's what you're going to do. Simple thing to do. You get a tee, you put it in your grip like this. Okay? And now what we're going to do is when we take the club back, I want you to feel like that tee is pointing parallel to the ground. I don't want it perpendicular to the ground. I want it parallel to the ground. Okay? So I should not see this tee pointing up into the air like that. It should be out like that. Almost like it was, like there was water in it and you were going to pour it out. Okay? So you're going to get it to there. Still same beautiful body turn, just don't spin the forearms. And now you get up here, the club face is going to be in a fine position. And then from here, what I want you to feel is I want you to feel that you're going to take your trail arm and you're going to throw it out there that way. And that's going to give you really long arms through the strike here. So what we're going to do is feel like we're pouring that out. Keep that club face in a closed position. And then throw your trail arm out to the target. Okay? I didn't hit that hard, just getting that feel. So pour it out and then throw it. And when you start to throw, that's when you're going to get some arms really having long, they'll have length. And when you get that length, the low point's going to get a little bit more forward. You won't really feel like you need to stand up because you don't have the club face in an open position. So we close that club face, and when you throw, you're now throwing out that way. Like something like 10, 12 feet is where you feel like the throw is going to go. So pour it out, keep it closed, throw it out there, and all of a sudden, you're going to stay in the shot and you're going to get really good results, okay? Make sure you do that. Now, for all of you that want to learn a little bit more, here's what you got to do. You got to download the V1 Golf app. Then you've got to add me as your coach, Michael Breed Golf. You add me as your coach. You can send your swings in through the V1 Golf app, and there, I'm going to be able to help you. Now, I'm not going to be able to help everybody. I get to select a few of these. They'll come in. There'll be a lot of swings in there. So hopefully you're one of the lucky few that get their swing analyzed by me. But you can't get it done without getting the V1 app. So get the V1 Golf app, add me as your coach, send those videos to me, and hopefully you'll get your swing analyzed. To improve all parts of your game, subscribe to my channel and click the link below.